Hi, my name is Josh, and I am a librarian here at Pioneer Library System, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the PLS Mobile DigiHub. The DigiHub is a traveling kit that we have with a variety of different pieces of equipment that are great for digitizing analog media primarily. So think about things like VHS tapes or cassettes or vinyl records, anything like that, as well as some sort of older digital-born items like a floppy disk, things like that. All of that can be converted with our DigiHub. So we have some old slides here and some photo negatives that we want to convert. So if you're not familiar with these kinds of photo media, the photo negatives often come in these sort of strips like this. These are photos, and they are, if you look very closely, the colors are all inverted, like so. And the slides are going to also be small, shrunk down images. They would have been played on old slide projectors. We have some like this that are 135 millimeter. Again, if you hold it up to a light, you can kind of see through it. And then there are also some that are square like this. There are lots of different sizes of these, and all of the most common sizes can all be digitized with our converter here. So what we're using today is this Kodak slide and scan converter. This device doesn't need to be plugged into a computer. You just take this device right in the very back here. You're going to pop in an SD card. And this is going to save all these images right onto the SD card. So let's get it plugged in. This machine comes with a little USB-C power cable. When we're ready to start converting, we're just going to push the power button here on the top. A little blue light will come on, and we'll see the screen light up with the Kodak logo on it. And we've got a couple of options here. This is not a touch screen, it's all controlled by the buttons on the top. The main button we're using is this big button here that says OK/camera. It wants to know, what is the film type we're using? Well, seems like a good place to start. We'll hit OK. And it gives us a few options here: a 50 millimeter slide, a color negative, or a black and white negative. Now, all of these are 50 millimeter slides. That is a measurement of the size of this whole slide, not the size of the film inside the slide. If you're doing a slide like this, you pick 50 millimeter. If you're doing black and white or color negatives, like these strips, you'll pick the one that you want. You can navigate using these two arrow buttons here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit 50 millimeter, and now it's gonna ask for what size of film we're using. So most of these are just 135 millimeter. And we see nothing, and that's because we haven't put anything in the device yet. So I'm gonna flip this back over for a moment. What we have here are a couple little trays and the sort of sliding tray that they go in. So this has on it a little silver arrow, and if we turn this on its side, we see a silver arrow here. What we're ultimately going to be doing is putting our film or our slide in here, and then matching those arrows up and inserting it. To open this up, there's a little arrow right here where it hinges. Take one of these slides, and sometimes you can kind of hold it up to the light to make sure that you're holding it in the right direction. Try and put it over the little window, like so. It's not perfectly centered, but decent. And we're going to slide it in here. Now I'm gonna show you what the screen looks like while I do this, but remember, we're just putting it in that side slot. As we do that, you actually see that image show up. We have an old picture of a library patron, actually. This looks great. Doesn't look too bad. I'm just gonna go ahead and say we wanna save it just like this. So what we do is we push that OK button here at the top, and it will show a little saving icon, and that's it. It's saved onto the SD card here. Now, if you have thousands of these slides, it seems like a headache to take that little tray out, open it up, put another slide in every time. You actually don't need to do that. This tray is actually open on both sides, as is the device. So whenever we're ready to do our next slide, we just take it, put it in here, push it in. It's a little bit of a snug fit. This one, maybe I did it the wrong direction. It's a little better. And you push it in, and it will start to center in place. And that was sort of a more square photo, so we have a different aspect ratio. So now that picture is there. The slide we just did is hanging out this other side. The next slide we want to do is back over here. So if you push it too far, you can kind of you know, push it around using the other two slides. Set it back down and save it. There we go, 2 pictures down. And again, whenever we're ready for the next one, we just pop this in. That first slide we can set to the side as it is done. Get this one where we want. Now I put this one upside down. I'm not gonna worry about it. We can fix that on the computer later. Whenever we're ready, hit save. Now this picture, it looks pretty good, but let's say that it's too bright or too dark. There are actually some settings on this device you can adjust. So the same buttons here that had the arrows that we used to navigate also have a little sun icon in RGB, red, green, blue. So right now, when we're in this sort of conversion window, if you click one of these, it'll open a little window here. So we've got a little brightness window, and then you use those arrows to turn up the brightness or turn down the brightness. So it can be pretty subtle, but it makes a big difference if you want to get just the right exposure for your images. And then when you're done, hit OK to close that menu, hit OK again to save. Let's say that we have some of these film negatives or something else that we want to convert. Here's what we're going to do. So let's go to this home button. Will take us back to the main menu. There we go. I'm going to take our tray out here, make sure that we get all of our photos out. Now, if I put this film strip in this tray, I'm going to get a pretty bad result. It's going to be kind of floppy. It's going to be really hard to get centered, which is why we have these adapter trays. So these are all marked for different sizes of film. If you're not sure what size you have, you can hold these images up to the square here and see which ones line up. That's actually pretty close. So I'm going to say that this is 135 millimeter film. On the insert, there are some little circles, and there are little kind of pegs on the back of this that lock it into place. So this goes in here, and it has some rails so that film will just slide right in. So now instead of kind of bouncing all over the place, it is just going to slide through smoothly. Film type, only this time we're going to go over to black and white negative, 135. Now, we do the exact same thing as before. It's a little easier to navigate because we have a whole strip of these. All right, again, these are some old library patron photos. We'll save that one. We can just move over to the next one. And once again, you kind of just can get an assembly line going here. With these black and white photos especially, it can be helpful to adjust the brightness, because sometimes you end up with very dark photos. Oh, this is interesting. This is kind of an overexposed photo where we had a couple of slides layered on top of each other. When you're done saving all of your images, you'll turn off this device. You're just gonna pop this SD card out and then transfer it all over to your computer or your flash drive, or you can bring in your own SD card and just have it all and take it home from there. That's how to use our slide converter. Again, you can use 50 millimeter slides. You can use strips of black and white photo negatives as well as strips of color negatives. We hope that the DigiHub is a valuable tool to help you hold on to those cherished family memories, to those documents that are in old analog formats that are hard to watch. We want to help you convert those all into digital files that you can hold on to for years to come. If you're interested in using our DigiHub equipment, check out any of our libraries or put in a request through the Schedule a Librarian feature on our website. Make sure to check out our other YouTube videos and check out all of our upcoming events on our calendar at pioneerlibrarysystem.org.